Are you ready for a change? Are you ready for your life to turn around? Are you ready for things to happen to bring you great success, to see your dreams and visions come to pass? Then you are at the right place at the right time, listening to the Julie Tussey Show podcast. Welcome. And while you're here, please subscribe and leave us a good review. Also, let your friends and family know about the Julie Tussey Show. Get on the Julie Tussey train. We're going somewhere, baby.
Pop the glam pain. It's time for the Julie Tussey Show live guest current events scathing exposés. The original suburban bombshell, the big blonde baby, giving you the fastest, funniest, most informative 30 minutes of your life. And now, here's Julie Tussey.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me here on the Julie Tussey Show. Have I got a treat for you today? Just got back in from our grand Texas expedition, otherwise known as the Tex-pedition. Tex-pedition. Anyway, Gary and I just did a tour of Texas, and it was amazing, you guys. It was amazing. The Lord put it on his heart that we should go, and I've been asking him for a couple of years to take me out there. We have friends out there, and we realize we have so many friends out there. And on Real Gary Tussey's podcast, Real Gary Tussey, he's been teaching about friendship and all the steps that you need to take to, stay friends with people. And so I did the show with him. I do the morning show with him quite a bit now. I love it. We get up every Saturday morning and do a Facebook Live and a simulcast at the same time. So we got that done, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to transfer the audio over to the Julie Tussey Show because, why repeat the same thing over and over? But I did want to say that great things are going on around here. We just finished meeting with Terry Johnson and his beautiful wife Denise out in Winsboro, Texas. Then we went to meet a really good friend of Gary's. His name is Mike, and he was there when Kenneth Copeland wasn't Kenneth Copeland yet, and he worked in his ministry and worked with him, and Gary met him, oh my goodness, so many years ago. So many years ago they've been friends, and it had been 20 years since they saw each other, and he's kind of sweet on me because he picks on me all the time, and he's been my friend too since Gary and I married, which was like 24 years ago. So that was awesome to see him. Then we went down to Hondo, Texas. That is southwest Texas, more south than west, and what an amazing time we had. You have heard on the podcast Brother Alfonso Vargas. If you haven't, he's on the Grace Girls and Company podcast. You can go look for him. Pastor Alfonso Vargas, he's an evangelist and a pastor, and he has a beautiful wife named Sheila who can sing her fanny off, and she's just a powerhouse for God. And we got to go and spend 4 or 5 days with them. And if there's anybody in the world that I can say has been a father in the faith to me, it has been Alfonso Vargas. So I love him. So we got to spend time with them. I'm telling you guys, the best authentic Mexican food on the face of the earth from that precious church called Church on the Hill, where Alfonso and Sheila pastor, and they cooked for us, and they grilled for us, and they smoked meat for us, and they made salsa for us, and they fed us, and it was amazing. And then we went to San Antonio, and we went shopping, and I found some great blingy hats and some blingy sandals, and we just had such a good time. So shout out to them, Pastor Alfonso and Sheila. We love you so much, my padre. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I want to learn to speak Spanish really bad. So we had a great time with them. Then we went over to the Woodlands and visited Mickey and Ken. This is friends that I actually went to Houston. They're near Houston. And I went to Houston and did ministry with them and traveled and went to some churches there. Oh, my gosh. I guess it was like 27 years ago. And yeah, I'm 30-ish, wink, wink. And so I went with them, and we've always remained friends, but it was great to have a renewed connection with them. Oh my gosh, it was like God just knit our hearts together, and it was wonderful. If you want to see the pictures, go on Facebook, on the Julie Tussey Show fan page on Facebook, and see the pictures. That place is beautiful. I did some Facebook Lives from everywhere I was. I did took a lot of pictures everywhere I was, everywhere Gary and I went, and so that was great. So we spent a couple of days with them. We got a lot of fun packed into a little bit of time, and then we took off from there, and Gary and I met Robert and Marcella, really good friends. Robert and I have been good friends since we were teenagers, and he is hilarious. He's funny, and he's one of the best preachers that I know. He's just amazing. Loves people. They have a tent ministry, and they'll travel all over the country and come and speak and all of that. But they also have a tent that they're going to begin to set up when the COVID-19 gets over. When it gets over. So we spent 3 days on Biloxi Beach with them, and it was fabulous. It was fabulous. So I'm like, you guys probably know I'm from an Italian family, so although I'm very white, when I get in the sun, I get very brown, like a little brown biscuit. So I'm kind of brown right now. And but we've had a lot of really, really wonderful things going on. Now, I wanted to give a shout out to Mill Pond Wellness. Dr. Shannon Pearson, her husband, have a facility in Lexington, Kentucky, and they are integrating like a holistic side of health, and I love it. I'm going to be working with them. They're becoming sponsors of the Julie Tussey Show. So look for more information on that. We have Julie Tussey Television and Tussey Television, where we have Real Gary Tussey Television. We have Impact with Gary and Julie Tussey. That's our show together. And then Julie Tussey Television, where we're going to be encouraging you to be all you were created to be and do all you were created to do, giving you a shot in the arm. We're going to bring guests in. Got a lot of great things going there. The last thing I want to tell you before I turn it over to the show, I'm actually just going to let the whole show play. I think you guys will enjoy it. Is that I have discovered a fantastic anti-aging line for beauty and wellness, for skincare and wellness. So you can go and check that out at julietussey.neora.com. Now, you may think you know what this company is about, but boy, go over there and take a second look, because I am looking younger every day and feeling better every day, and I'm very, very excited about it. I want to share it with you. Don't forget, you can go to tusseyonline.com, tusseyonline.com, and you can become a partner with the Grace Girls and Company, with the Julie Tussey Show, with Real Gary Tussey, with Tussey Television. That's all under a 501c3 nonprofit corporation called The Voice. So tusseyonline.com, go there and donate a one-time gift or become partners. And if you have any questions whatsoever, darlings, please reach out to me at thevoiceinc23@gmail. Again, that is thevoiceinc23@gmail. Hi, it's Julie Tussey. I want to remind you to go to the julietussey.com and join the mailing list. Also, see all the fabulous cooking you want to see on youtube.com/C/Tussey Television. I'm here to empower you to fix what's broken in your life. Honey, you were not created to be ordinary, but you were created to be extraordinary. You were not created to be common, but you were created to be uncommon. You were not created to be average, but to be above average. I mean, you are remarkable. You are noteworthy. You are impressive, striking, outstanding, brilliant, excellent, superb, praiseworthy. Now, isn't that amazing? How many people tell you that? Only on the Julie Tussey Show. If you want to give to support this podcast and help keep us on the air, go to Venmo and look for The Voice Inc. The Voice Inc. All gifts are tax deductible. For the most gorgeous and on-trend jewelry, go to premierdesigns.com/Julie Tussey. Again, that's premierdesigns.com/Julie Tussey.
And now, back to the Julie Tussey Show.
Hello and welcome to the greatest morning show ever produced in human history. This is the weekend edition, the Saturday morning edition of Real Gary Tussey. We have our Facebook posse with us this morning, and we're so glad that they've weighed in. I'm sure more will be weighing in here shortly. I also have my rider by my side, the lovely and talented, effervescent, sitting like a princess, perched in her electric chair, Miss Julie Tussey. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here with you. We are so excited to share our great Tex-pedition.
Yeah, we had a Tex-pedition. Many of you know, if you've been following us a little bit, that we left 2 weeks ago yesterday to go to Texas, and then ended up in Biloxi, Mississippi, making the trek across. Got home just yesterday, so
it was almost like world traveling.
It was wonderful.
It was awesome.
Wonderful. And,
we had so much
I just
fun.
had a witness in my heart to do it. I'll probably talk a little bit more about that a little later, but it just had to do it, and so we did it. Let's welcome the Facebook posse.
Woo!
Good morning, Facebook posse.
Hi,
Thank
Jeff.
you for.
Hi, Teresa. I got on. I'm on.
Oh, good.
My computer had like 2 weeks off. I hardly did anything on it for 2 weeks.
And she came in a little late into the studio to fire hers up, so she's only 5 minutes late. So.
You know, it's called, how many hours did we drive home yesterday? Like close to 14 or something. Yeah.
But I wasn't tired, not 1 minute of it.
No, but I'm a girl. I get tired the next day sometimes. So
you get tired the next day? Today? I can expect you to be in the snooze mode today?
Well, I have too much to do, but you could cook all my meals and rub my feet and wait on me hand and foot.
So today we're going to be covering focus on follow-up as it pertains to friendship. You're not going to want to miss out on that. We're also going to talk about how you can reach us, projects we are doing that require your partnership, and all of that. So we are now talking to the podcast family. Good morning, podcast family. Good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night, whenever you are listening to this podcast. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we're knitting together the Facebook posse and the podcast crew, and it's a wonderful thing. I'm having my coffee this morning, staying warm on my Buddy Cozy coffee cup warmer sent to me by the good people of Shore Audio Engineering, and we want to thank him for that.
And I'm having like really cool coffee. I'm actually drinking Houston brand coffee from Hondo, Texas in my Biloxi Beach, Mississippi cup. And I have Biloxi Beach hair today.
You do?
I do. The water is so soft there that my hair is like it's fine and fluffy. It's wild. And if you don't know about doing hair that's almost to your waist, it's a lot. So, oh my goodness, it's like all fluffy and crazy. That's why I got.
Yeah. What's funny, we had a few things restored while we were there. Those of you on Facebook, the Facebook posse can see this. I'm drinking coffee from my favorite mug, which had gotten broken back almost a year ago, and I couldn't use it. It is I'll describe it for those of you on the podcast. It's a mug with a completely flat bottom, and that's all we allow in the studio. It has to have no rounded bottoms at all.
So flat bottom cup.
That'll preach. So we're doing only flat bottom coffee mugs, but this is one that is it has part of the Constitution of the United States on it, over the United States flag, and then on top of the flag says "We the People." And this is my favorite mug, so we found that on our journeys.
Thank you, Cracker Barrel. Thank you.
Is this at Cracker Barrel?
Yeah, believe it or not. So you can go get one.
It was reasonable too.
Yeah, yeah.
We've seen mugs that hands down are $25 and $30. And,
no, thank you.
No, we don't like to go there. We like to invest our money
$9.99 right
better.
here. Look at my Biloxi Beach. It's beautiful. If you all, those of you who can't see it, it's like a chrome on the bottom and it is a teal on the top, and it's big.
Big.
Isn't it big?
It is. It's got a flat bottom. That's all I'm interested in. That keeps us. It's hard to spill a flat, and not impossible, but it's hard to spill a flat bottom mug.
Yeah, and if you could see the studio, you don't want liquid going around in the room because of all the cords that are electric.
Yeah. So welcome everyone who's weighing in on the Facebook posse, everyone who's our family on the podcast. We are recording this podcast while we are feeding live over our Facebook, and we are so happy to do that. We're continuing today talking about friendship, but we're going to focus on one thing that's very, very important that actually is one of the portions of developing friendship that fall by the wayside quicker than any other, and that is follow-up. So we're going to be talking about that today. And
don't you want to talk about our great expedition that we just took first, though?
That's why I said we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, because, oh, my goodness, we had a blast.
Did you post some stuff on Facebook while we were
all
gone?
Along the way. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, our Facebook Live last week, you're not going to believe this. We were in Hondo, Texas. That is west of San Antonio. And we got up early that morning to set up and do our Facebook Live feed. We took all the equipment that we needed to only do that. But then we couldn't find an outlet in a suitable place to do the Facebook Live. So
outlet and light. We needed outlet and light.
We were challenged on both. So we, at the end of it, instead of doing a production that didn't quite look good, we decided, let's just skip it. We'll make it up next week.
That's right. We had So what did we do? We went back to sleep, and it was awesome. But, man, did we have fun. We took off on the 11th. That was Thursday. And we drove all day, stayed in a hotel in Arkansas. Then we drove to, Sulphur Springs, Texas. And we met up with Tattooed Terry, the Titanium Man of God, and his family.
Yeah,
Woo!
Many of you may remember last year when we were doing our Y92.5 morning show for 3 hours every morning. Tattooed Terry, the Titanium Man of God, was a guest on our Tuesday edition of that show. And he was our first stop, and he actually pastors in Winslow, Texas.
Winsboro.
Oh, no. I keep saying
you keep
Winslow.
Going to England.
No, it's the Eagles are always on.
Oh, okay. Really? I was thinking Winslow was a city in England somewhere.
I think it's the Eagles. That's where the corner standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona. I think that's where it comes from.
So it's a song lyric.
But it's Winsboro, Texas, and we were there with him. The first thing he said when he greeted us at the hotel, the first thing he said was, "Gary," this is Terry Johnson we're talking about. "Gary, do you realize it's been 39 years since we've seen each other?" And I was
surprised it was that long.
I knew it had been a long time, but I didn't realize it was that long. So kind of in the spirit of that, we're going to be talking about focusing on follow-up on hopefully we'll get to it on today's podcast. If not, we'll be following up on it because whatever we say is very interesting, so hang on to it.
This is the most interesting show you could ever listen to besides the Julie Tussey Show.
Yeah, so we were able to share a few days with Terry and Denise, and they offered gracious hospitality, and we greatly appreciate that.
Oh, my goodness. And their church is called the Legacy Barn.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like a barn that had quite a history that they redid, and it was really, really cool. Their kids were amazing. His wife, shout out to Miss Denise, love her. She was just a blessing, and they took such good care of us, didn't they? We so appreciate them. They fed us good food.
So we shared in a Sunday service with Pastor Terry, and he he ministered on, why does it fail me now what he ministered on? It was really, really good. Do you remember? Yeah, that's a shame.
It's because I'm so tired today.
It was out of the book of Ephesians.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
He
Good
ministered
morning,
on
buddy.
so many good things.
Hey, buddy's weighing in. I was just talking about my buddy Causey Coffee Cup
Hi,
warmer.
buddy.
Warmer
Woo,
sent
woo.
to me by the fine people of Shore Audio Engineering. And look, buddy, I got my favorite mug back. Last year I broke it, and we just stumbled upon this during our wayward travels, our Tex-pedition, as we headed to Texas over the last 2 weeks.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Dwayne and Kennedy and James and Catherine and Jody and Victoria on the Facebook posse. You got a bunch of people. Hi, Terry.
Yeah, good morning, Lawana and Terry and James. Good morning, James. Timothy, Rhonda, and Buddy just weighed in. Thank you for weighing in, Buddy. Good to see you, and it's good to be back in the saddle. Like I was just saying, we didn't have the lighting, nor did we have the because you got to remember,
outlets, yeah.
It's an hour. They're an hour behind us in Texas.
So it was 7:00. We are going to come on for you in your time.
Yeah. Where'd you get that hat at?
I got this hat in San Antonio, Texas, and I got 3 of them, and I am liking it. I just wanted to let everybody see it this morning. It's so beautiful. Plus, I don't have to do my hair when I wear them.
Is that hat pronouncing a goal, or is that something it's a reality?
I am the boss, except when you're the boss.
Okay.
Okay, you're the head. You're the chief. And then I'm the boss of all the kids, all the grandkids, all the stuff. You know, you women know we the boss.
So I'm the boss, but you're the bossy boss.
I'm the boss, and you're the chief.
Oh, okay.
You're the head.
Thank you for anointing me with that fine position.
Yeah, I'll get you a hat just like this made, only I'll say chief.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So after Winsboro, Texas, which is just south of Sulphur Springs, we stayed in Sulphur Springs for 4 days?
Yeah,
and it was
awesome.
Thank you to we met. Tell them about the pizzeria restaurant experience.
Yeah,
was that Arts? Is that what it was called?
Arturo's.
I
think it was called Arturo's.
Now this is in Sulphur Springs, Texas, downtown.
Sulphur Springs downtown, really cool place. We went down there, and our waiter he was a young man, but he was really engaging. He found out that we were there doing music and that we were preachers and that we were recording artists and podcasters, and I don't know, he just kind of made you talk, didn't he? He was really a good guy. And he said, well, the owner of this restaurant, he plays guitar, and he's on a worship team here in town. And I said, we're like, really? He goes, yeah, he would love to play with you. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, yeah, send him over. We want to meet him. We're thinking.
He wasn't even in the restaurant at that time.
So he comes in, and the waiter tells him about us, and he walks by me, and I said, hey, I hear you play guitar. And he said, oh, do I play guitar? And he went to the closet, 12 feet away from us, and pulls out a guitar, pulls up a stool, starts playing. So what song did we do? We did a song together, and I sang, and he played, and it was just wild. What a wild experience. It was like that everywhere we went, though. It was like we made new friends and built relationships, right?
Yep.
That's
exactly
awesome,
right.
because we were hashtag on a mission from God.
Yes, and then so he brings out this Taylor acoustic guitar out of a utility closet.
We're like, oh my gosh, this guy's serious about his guitar playing.
So he brings it out of a utility closet, and then my Facebook is messed up, is wanting to kind of throw me off. Not too bad,
it's okay.
Though. Yeah, not too bad, though. So he brings it out of a utility closet, and we're sitting there having our pizza, and he walks over to us with the guitar, and you'll have to hang on for the next podcast to find out what happened in Arturo's Pizzeria, downtown Sulphur Springs, Texas, only 2 short weeks ago. So, Julie, tell them how to get a hold of us.
All right, you can reach us at tusseyonline.com. tusseyonline.com. You all can find everything we're doing. We're doing a lot of things. If you want to join up with us, pray with us, partner with us, whatever. You're looking for music, looking for an encouragement, looking for our television stuff, you'll find it at tusseyonline.com.
And thanks for joining us today. Is that all you want to say about getting a hold of us? Next week's going to be exciting. We are going to have our telephone connection with us in the studio. And I'm going to be encouraging you all week long on Facebook to phone us in if you're one of the Facebook posse that regularly shines on the Real Gary Tussey Show, or if you're just for the first or second time that you've been watching, we want to hear from you. It's going to be fun. We fly by the seat of our pants when we go on the radio, so you don't want to miss out on that. One more time, tell them how to reach out to us.
You can reach us at tusseyonline.com. You can also email us at thevoiceinc23 at Gmail. Thevoiceinc23 at Gmail. We love you guys so much, and we thank you. Facebook Posse, we are staying on to do more programs, so hang with us.
Yeah, we're hanging around until at least 9 o'clock. Actually, we have to be done at 9 because you have something to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So all of the music you're hearing on the podcast and on the Facebook Live is owned by...
Gary and Julie Tussey.
Is it personally owned by us?
It's personally owned because we personally write it.
We own it so we can use it.
And you can have it. Go to Amazon and search Gary and Julie Tussey.
All of the intellectual property is owned by Gary and Julie Tussey as well. And if we quote someone, we let you know who we're quoting. So we do that often. Sometimes it's King James and sometimes it's Psychology Today. You just never know sometimes. So thanks for being with us today, Facebook Posse. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this. And our podcast group, hang on till our next session. We're going to be talking more about our trip to Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi.
Thank you again for joining me here on the Julie Tussey Show, and look for part 2 next week on episode 210. You only get one life, one amazing, fabulous life. Remember to live it to the fullest.
After a week of hearing hundreds of I can'ts, I'm here today to tell you you can. Find us on social media at facebook.com/The Julie Tussey Show and Instagram, The Julie Tussey Show, home of the original Suburban Bombshell.
I want to take a minute to say thank you so much to our supporters, underwriters, sponsors, those of you that give to our nonprofit corporation, The Voice Incorporated. If you'd like to give today, you can go to tusseyonline.com. You can also go to Venmo at thevoiceinc. Thank you so much for your kind consideration. And remember, all gifts are tax deductible. Only on the Julie Tussey Show are you going to hear that you are not created to be ordinary but extraordinary. You are not created to be common but uncommon. You are not created to be average but above average. You are not created to be tolerable or passable. No, but you are created to be remarkable, noteworthy, impressive, striking, outstanding, brilliant, excellent, superb, praiseworthy. We could go on and on about how awesome you are.
If life is my oyster, darling, pass the hot sauce.